This is Lisa from Life and Layouts. Thanks for joining me for another process video. Today I am using this sketch as well as this inspiration board from the Crafty Maven Getaway. If you guys haven't heard of that channel, I will link it below. There are tons and tons and tons of inspiration there. So I will give you guys a little bit more detail about that in just a second. I'm using this Carta made with love, and I took that inspiration piece and pulled off of the oranges that were on the inspiration piece, as well as some of the colors. So like that dark blue and the orange color I'm going to use in this. And I wanted to try mixed media. I am not a mixed media person. I don't normally use it, but I know that people are all the rave right now with mixed media, so I found some of this Vicky Bouton iridescent color and these lines, and what I was trying to do was add at the bottom of the sketch you saw what looked like pattern paper, and I thought, well, maybe it would be a good idea if I go ahead and add the mixed media to the layout. So here is where I show you what I got from Tuesday morning. It was from Heidi Swap, and it included this diagonal stripe. So I end up doing it on both sides, and I wanted it to look a little bit different on this side, so I kind of started more in the middle, so then I'd have two more half sizes instead of two full sizes and then like a little size. So I start cleaning up my workstation, and if you are struggling with finding something, definitely check out this cleansing alcohol. You can buy it at Sally's Beauty Supply Store. It smells yummy and it cleans your surface so well. So I set the mixed media away off to the side to dry, and then I am going to mat these two 3x4 photos in the center so that I can use that gray cardstock later. And then I just trim it down to make sure that it's even on all sides. So now I'm trying to figure out another mat for my photos, and I like this dark, but I'm not exactly sure, and it has like whisk on it. Then I saw this red, and I like the red a lot better than I did the dark. The dark just made the photos look really dark. So I have this technique that I've used for a while, and Kim from Keller's Creations taught me this technique, that it is better to cut down your photo by 1/4 of an inch than making your paper 6 1/4 by 4 1/4, because if you make your mats 4 by 6, then you don't have those odd size papers left. So that's what I do with some of the photos, and I'll show you guys that in a second. But just a tip to use, just cut your photos down a little bit, and then you'll have more paper to spare in your kits and in your paper packs. So I'm using that L-shaped technique that I have been all the rave about lately, and I put the red checkered paper down, and then I went to put the back side of it, which was pies, and I thought that you wouldn't be able to see it if they were upside down, but I didn't like the way it looked. So I went ahead and turned it around and used it on the top there. So now I'm cutting out these whisk to again do the L shape on the bottom right side of the photo. So this is definitely a way to save some of your paper, as well as giving your mat something a little different than what you normally see. So as you can see, I have the sketch up there in the right hand corner, and there are a few layers behind the single photo that's there, but I wanted to give my photos just a little bit more definition, because I feel like that there's a lot of white space on that sketch, and I wanted to add a little bit more to mine. So this is where I pull out the mixed media paper that I made. I lay my photos on it and I look at it. I look at the other one. And yeah, I am not liking it at all. At all. So away it goes. And I bring out 2 new sheets of blue paper. And I'll probably use that for maybe a different layout, but it just wasn't, I don't know if it was the white. It didn't look good with the photos. I don't know, it wasn't working for me. So I took this pattern paper that has like different sayings on it, and I'm going to add that to the bottom instead. And I like that a lot better. Then I'm going to use this stripe paper here, and I'm going to cut out an inch border for that, and then use my notebook punch to punch out to give some definition to the border. So let me tell you guys a little bit about the Crafty Maven Getaway. They have a YouTube channel, and every day they post something different on their YouTube channel. They have tons of different design team members, and so they do anything from Mix It Up Wednesday to Scrap Lift Saturday, Sketch It Out Thursday, In Your Pocket, which is a pocket page series. Let's see, Scrap Lift Sunday, Stash It Monday. So they have really anything that you can think of in regards to scrapbooking and trying to get different ideas from them. So definitely go check them out. I will post a link below to their YouTube channel, and they have tons of different design team members, just like I just said, so that you don't get the same, you get different perspectives. So not only is it someone doing, let's say, the Sketched Out Thursday, they have actually a couple people that do Sketched Out Thursday, so you'll get different perspectives in regards to how different people interpret a sketch. And then they also do a inspiration board that they all follow, and it's amazing how these ladies come up with different things for the same inspiration or mood board. Like for me, I saw that mood board and I immediately thought of these photos of my boys making muffins at the house because of the oranges, and because I have been struggling with using cooking paper, because most of the cooking papers, like you can see right now, they have a very girly theme. It's very red and pinks, and even the blues that are on there are that light blue. So I really wanted to try to use this kit, even though I felt leaned more towards girls, made it where it was still able to use it with my boys cooking, because they enjoy cooking very simple things because they're young, but muffins and eggs are probably their 2 favorite things to cook. So now I am just adding a few embellishments, and so this that little tag, it actually says Happy Tummies at the top. It in the sketch you'll see that it's supposed to be on the left, but I felt like it balanced more out on the right, so I left it there. And then the cute chef, again I switched it up because I was kind of mimicking the hearts on the right, so. And then I added the sugar and spice, because these boys definitely can be sugar and spice when it comes to them. So I'm going to start working on the right side of the page, and I add the strip that matches the left side as well as this striped paper. I love the way that bottom piece of paper looks, even though it was already cut that way and all I did was just cut out the strip. It looks like it's been ruffled up and distressed and even layered, so I think it adds something special at the bottom of the layout. So here I'm debating back and forth as to which side should be left and right. I seem to be having that problem a lot lately with my layouts, and here is my dilemma, is that photo on the far left has Jackson stirring the muffins, and then the other photos are the boys putting the batter in the muffin tin. So I felt like that paper, that picture there that I'm matting right now should have been on the far left, but I didn't like the way that it ended up because then the muffins were going to be in the middle of the page, like the finished muffins. So I just go with it on the right side of the page, even though it's not really in order. So here I am making a mat with the pattern paper and gutting out the center so that I can use that to make my L shape mats on the muffin photo. And then I use this paper here with the mixing bowls to mat the photo of Adam. And this is where I was telling you earlier about the technique of cutting down your photos by 1/4 of an inch instead of making your paper 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. You will be able to get 6 mats on a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, or you can use it for other things as well. So I had planned to cut out 3 of those mixing bowls and then fussy cut them, but then I decided against that. So I ended up using those 3 mixing bowls as well as a L shape mat on my photo. So I even used the edge of this circle that I cut out for the other side of the layout and used that as well for my L shape. I just put a little adhesive on the 2 tiny pieces and just matted it right there in the corner. So it's really using up your scraps, using up any pieces that you can find that are small enough to stick behind there. I end up using, I do use the blue paper here, and then the back of that paper I believe is the whisk paper. So those 2 little strips that I cut out to make it even, I turn it over and use those brown strips on the edge there because I wanted to finish up that map. So now I'm going to adhere all of them down, and I'm going to use fun foam on the finished product, our muffins. And we actually make these muffins for the boys to take as their breakfast in the morning. We have about a 30-minute drive to and from school every day, so breakfast is usually eaten in the car. And so these muffins are something that we try to make on Sunday, and then we can have enough for the week so that they can grab those, and we usually get those and some yogurt, and usually an orange is what they like for breakfast. And then even though they eat in the car, they go to school and eat at school too. So these boys are definitely never gone hungry. So I use one of those recipe cards, and that's where I'm going to put my journaling, and that's where I have taken the sketch and I'm done with the sketch. I'm now adding my pieces the way I think that they look. So I love the way that this measurement information is added right next to the pictures, and then I put on fun foam the green little sticker that says bake, and it has mixing bowls, because there is green in the stripes, but there's not really green anywhere else in the layout. This is where I try to figure out where to put my title, and I really wanted it to the right of the measurements, but it just doesn't fit. There's not enough space. So it ends up going to the left above the photo and overlapping it. And that actually ends up being my title, is Mix It Up. So for this piece, I add it directly to the fun foam and then just cut around it. Since I don't have anything that's underneath it, the photos that are underneath it are not on fun foam, so I was able to get all of the fun foam that I need and then stick it up right next to that photo and cover up that little gap that was caused between the two of them. So now I'm just journaling about the fact that the boys love muffins and that these muffins are definitely not homemade. They come from a package, but we still all love them. And then I end up adding the date to the card as well. I recently purchased a new roller date stamp, which I am super excited about. And there's actually, I think, 4 of them in the package that I purchased. And so this one that I'm stamping in several different places, it says something sweet. So I added it just for a little touch in a couple different places, and you'll see that in the close-ups. So that is it for this layout, everyone. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this process video, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already and you want to see more double page layouts, just hit that subscribe button because that's all I do on this channel. Definitely go check out the Crafty Maven Getaway because they have lots of inspiration there as well. Thanks for watching and have a scrappy day.